Okay, so this is gonna be my chase run with Daniel and his 350Z. Let's go right into it. Now, whenever you're chasing someone, whether you know them or not, on your first couple of laps, it's always good to leave a little bit of space just in case anybody makes an error. So as you can see right here, we're given about a car length of space. We initiate. Once we initiate, we're kind of just filling out the course. I almost understeer right here because of how wet it is on the track. And since my car has a little bit more speed in it, a little bit more momentum, I was able to catch up to him really quick. So on this little spot right here, he takes the inside line, which set me up a little improper. Let me go back. Let me go back real quick. So I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So since he takes that inside line to go across that the little dip, going down the hill properly, because you need to take that dip at angle to be able to make it through without your car straightening. So right about here, he goes inside right here, which is the proper line to take. I just needed my car to be a little further back on him to be able to take the same amount of angle as him. But since I was too far inside of his car, I was on the wrong line relative to his. So therefore, I had to handbrake to stay behind him with the angle that he's pulling. And as well, since I wasn't matching his angle going down the hill, once I go past that little dip going down the hill, automatically tries to straighten out my car once the suspension rebounds. So you'll see right here, see I'm not using enough angle. And then right there, as we go over the dip, my car just straightens out and I'm able to save it a little bit by using the handbrake, but that's not ideal. So as we're coming through here, you see I almost hit him. And the reason I almost hit him is because, like I said, because of the wet conditions, he started to understeer in the moment that I pressed on the gas to add angle and catch up to him. But luckily enough, although I didn't know that was gonna happen, I handbraked just in time to not hit the rear of his car when his car understeered. And we were able to match his angle. So right here, he ended up leaving us. So I kind of chopped the line just a little bit. So in this instance right here, it's very hard to tell from the video, but right here he actually angles up a lot to prepare himself to swing out wide for this last hairpin. Now, what was going on in my head for this split second is, should I match his angle and match his line, or should I just stay, kind of run my own race and just transition with him? So I wanted to match his angle, I wanted to match his line, but the issue with that is going to this hairpin, it'll put me, since he has a lot of angle, let's see if I can represent, since he has a lot of angle or whatever, and I'm like kind of, let me see, and I'm kind of like this, and I need to match his angle, that would set me up improper for that last hairpin because he's angling up to go wide on the next turn. So that would cause me to be too far inside, so then I had to transition late, which would set me up to go too wide and probably hit those tires going to that last hairpin. And it's those tiny little adjustments that you have to consider when you're driving. And like I said, I'm thinking about all of this as we're driving within like a split second of what I wanted to do. So instead of angling up with him, knowing that it would throw my line off, I decided to transition with him right on his rear bumper, which set me up perfectly to get around his door. And you'll see that right here. So you transition with him, and now we can just dive right into his door. And I'm just adjusting a little bit with the handbrake. And again, I'm not that used to left foot braking in my car. And the reason why is because, my feet are a little big, so it doesn't feel comfortable left foot braking my car, but I had to, practice it a little bit more. And since it's wet, whenever I left foot brake, based on the way the bias is from the factory, the car wants to add a lot of angle, which I'm fine with, but like I said, I'm just not comfortable doing that just yet. So there's that chase run right there, and you see, pretty happy about that. And then there's another chase run I want to show you guys. Let me scroll down here. This is when I was following a Russian pro drifter. His name is Tony Drives. So it's the BMW right there. So you're gonna see right here, this is why I say it's important to leave some space. So I left about half car gap, and I didn't anticipate for him to spin out. But luckily, since I left about a half car gap, should have left more of a gap, we're able to avoid hitting him. And we just continue to let that to happen, pretty much. So while I'm chasing, what I'm doing, I'm pretty much looking at their door or looking at the front of their car. And I'm kind of just watching the way that their car is moving and trying to match that best I can. And I discovered that his car was actually a lot faster than mine because his car is lighter, and we were in the rain, so my car wasn't really that fast in the rain. So when I transition right there,
I can't see.
you gotta be able to see the drive. So right here, I'm gonna chop the line and kind of dive in late with the handbrake to kind of float the car to his door, since his car is much faster than mine through the transitions. Right here, I just kind of handbrake right there just to get the car set at the angle that I want it to be, and then I just throttle through this corner. You know, kind of just modulating the throttle a little bit here and there to kind of stay behind him. And again, going a little shallow just to catch up to him. Use the transition right there. And something else that you'll probably see, I can't remember if it's on this run or not. Yeah, there it is right there. Let me go back. So as we're coming on this last sweeper, going back into the little transition, look at my feet right here. You'll see that I'm clutching in, right there. And the reason why I'm doing that is to modulate my wheel speed to keep my car behind him, but stay on his line. And the reason why I do that, you can use the slip the clutch. Again, like I said, it's controlling your wheel speed so that you're able to really precisely control where the car is. If the car is moving back, is moving forward, is it on the same line as them, and control your speed and momentum as you're behind them, so that you're not kind of surging on them, having a surging effect. When you handbrake a lot, it causes you to surge on them. So you're like halting, then you're speeding up, halting, speeding up, halting, and speeding up. And to avoid that, I like to use the slipping the clutch technique or clutch slip technique to help with that. And it really helps with keeping your car in the power band as well if your car is turbo or you don't have a lot of low end torque. So we're gonna go back again. This is another little point that I want to talk about as well with slipping the clutch. So as you see, we stayed on his line and we were with him. But now again, through this little transition right here, he leaves me. But then I dive in right here, I shallow up almost to straight, which is not ideal. And right there, you saw that? So in that instance right there, I wanted the car to transition with him so that I could dive on his door. So I did a clutch kick to cause the car to snap on command to be able to dive into his door. Now, right after I snapped the car actually snapped at too much angle, which is my fault. I actually didn't expect the car to snap as fast as it did, because that was my first time doing it in my car. So I angled up too much, which allowed him to walk away right after the transition after I clutch kick. Like I said, we're gonna watch again. So we shallow up, we clutch kick, we snap, but we pull too much angle and we don't snap back quick enough to get back on his door. So we got about a half a car gap instead of me being right with him. And that's another thing I take into consideration if you can actually, different ways to dive into the door without hitting them and without sacrificing your line trying to get towards them. So, you know, those are just some simple tips right there for chasing that I can implement, and there's many more. Again, like I said, left foot braking is the best way to go with most situations, but it really all depends on how fast your car is, the way your car is set up, and your driving style, because again, you're following somebody, so their driving style can be completely different from yours, and you have to learn how to adapt and adjust as you're going through the course, because the conditions can change. Just like in this rainy weather, the conditions were not the same all the way around the course. First is grippy, then it's slippery, and then it's grippy again. And like I said, all these things you have to take into consideration when you're chasing, when you're leading, when you're just driving in general. And as well, you know, the way the cars are set up. And you know, whether somebody's running different angle kit for you, their car may snap a little bit faster, a little bit harder, or maybe a little bit more sluggish. You never know. But I hope that these little small tips help all of you out. Let me know down in the comments down below if you want me to do more videos like this. I think it's really cool to kind of analyze my own videos and kind of showcase to you guys what I'm doing and why I'm doing it on the track. Because a lot of times, I don't even know that I'm doing this stuff. I'm just doing it because it's second nature and it's just instinctual to me at this point. If you're interested in any merch or anything like that, I do have shirts and hoodies out. Company Genex Engineering, which is all drifting inspired designs that I created myself. And I have that in the description box down below. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one.